What's up, y'all? Welcome back to the Let's Get It Gaming Daily News with your boy JoJo for Wednesday, May 29th, 2024. We have 6 stories on the agenda for today. Pretty PlayStation heavy today, but that's good news for me and hopefully good news for you. So let's jump into story number 1. This comes from Insider Gaming's Tom Henderson. Sony is certifying an adapter to bring the PSVR 2 to PC. A new certification license has been found that could make the PSVR 2 headset compatible with PC sooner rather than later. First found by Twitter user Sadly It's Bradley, the new certification license, which happened on March 27, 2024, suggests that Sony could be thinking about changing its PSVR 2 strategy. The new adapter could mean that players who own the headset or intend to buy one soon have access to a huge library of games on PC. In early 2024, PlayStation announced that it's planning to add PC support for the PSVR 2 system sometimes in 2024. The announcement read, "Also, we're pleased to share that we are currently testing the abilities of the PSVR 2 player to access additional games on PC to offer even more game variety in addition to the PSVR 2 titles available through PS5. In March 2023, despite rumors suggesting that the headset was selling poorly, PlayStation announced that its headset sold around 600,000 units in the first 6 weeks. However, the headset has since seen a lack of post-launch support with new games since its release, with recent rumors suggesting that the company has paused production of the headset due to poor sales. One could speculate that the move to PC facilitates the lack of games on the company's hardware, and if the rumors of production being paused are true, perhaps we could see a relaunch alongside the PS5 Pro, which is scheduled to release later this year." I wanted to put this in here because I feel like as of late, I've been talking about how much I wish Sony would support their PSVR 2. It seems like they kind of put it out there and gave up on it. Because I'm starting to really love VR, and I think the potential that PlayStation's VR headset offered was well worth the time and attention for people to try and play, and I wish Sony would have supported it more. But it seems like if they're going to give us the option to play it on PC, then we might get a whole bunch of games, because that would be sick, and it would hopefully be a powerful headset for a relatively, I don't want to say inexpensive cost because it's like $600, but a relatively average cost, I guess, for a pretty high quality headset versus like the Valve Index, which I think is like $1,000 or something like that. But we'll see. Only time will tell. Either way, I'm looking forward to it. Maybe we'll get some more news in the next coming days. You'll find out in the future story. Let's jump into story number 2. This comes from Insider Gamers Mike Straw. Is Remedy Games testing Alan Wake 2 DLC? Remedy Games could be teasing. I said testing? Yep, is Remedy Games teasing Alan Wake 2 DLC? Remedy Games could be teasing Alan Wake 2 DLC. That's what many are assuming after the studio updated their social media profile from Remedy Games to Poison Pill Entertainment on Wednesday. They've even updated their YouTube channel to Poison Pill Entertainment. Night Springs is a fictional town in Arizona that acts as the location within the Alan Wake universe. Night Springs also happened to be a TV in the universe that acts as a parody of The Twilight Zone. Alan Wake 2 was released in October 2023 and became Remedy's fastest selling game ever. At the time, Remedy CEO Tero Vertala said that the studio wasn't done with the game after the success of its release. "We will continue to develop the game to serve existing fans and attract new players and expect the games to continue selling well," he said. I want to throw this in there because I played some of Alan Wake 1 on the channel, and I wanted to jump into Alan Wake 2, but I just didn't know if I would like it. But it looked great. This is kind of cool. It makes me kind of want to jump into it, so maybe we'll get a future playthrough of Alan Wake 2 on the channel. We'll see. But yeah, I don't know. I just thought it was cool. I know there's a lot of Alan Wake fans, and now you guys know that there is going to be maybe some DLC coming soon. All right, let's jump into story number 3. This comes from IGN's Kat Bailey and Wesley Yinpool. Sony State of Play announced this week, expected to feature new Astrobot and more. The date for the next Sony State of Play has officially been revealed. PlayStation's gaming showcase takes place this Thursday, May 30th, and kicks off the annual slate of summer streaming showcases featuring the latest and greatest reveals in games industry. In a post on PlayStation blog, Sony said that the State of Play features updates on PlayStation 5 and PSVR 2 titles, but plus a look at the PlayStation Studios games arriving later this year. The 30-plus minute show features 14 titles and begins May 30th at 3 p.m. Pacific Time, 6 p.m. Eastern Time, 5 p.m. Central Time, since they don't ever put that in these things. May 31st, 12 a.m. Central Eastern Time, Central Eastern Standard Time, I think that is, and 7 a.m. I don't know what JST is on YouTube, but Twitch and TikTok. This is finally happening. I'm so hyped. I cannot wait. I'm trying to keep my hype levels down, but it's really hard. I feel like it's been so long since we've gotten any Sony content, any PlayStation news. I'm looking super forward to it. Hopefully we get some reveals. Hopefully we get some cool announcements. Maybe we get some PSVR 2 updates on the PC port. That would be dope. But either way, you can best believe whatever Sony reveals tomorrow, I will be talking about in in Friday's upload. In Friday's daily news update. So look forward to that if you guys want to see more. I'm super excited, and you guys should be too. Let's jump into story number 4. This comes from IGN's Wesley Yin Poole. Sony pulls controversial interview with Naughty Dog's Neil Druckman after finding several significant errors and inaccuracies. Sony has deleted a controversial interview with Naughty Dog chief Neil Druckman after The Last of Us director called it out in a social media post. The interview included quotes attributed to Druckman that discussed views on everything from AI to Naughty Dog's next game, which was said could redefine mainstream perception of gaming. Druckman then tweeted to say some of what made it into his interview with Sony was not quite what he said. In editing my rambling answers in my recent interview with Sony, some of my words, context, and intent were unfortunately lost. Druckman added before posting the full long rambling answer for the final questions about our future game. While Druckman said the new post isn't maybe the most excited, he is maybe the most excited he's been for one yet, and something really fresh for us. He didn't quite say it could redefine the mainstream perception of gaming. What he did additionally say was that he is very excited to see what the reaction for this thing will be, and I've already said too much about it. I wanted to throw this in there because obviously, that I reported about how Sony came out with this saying Neil Druckman made these statements. Then Neil responded saying I didn't make these statements, or I didn't say them exactly how they put it. And then obviously Sony apologizes, which rightfully so. He's like one of their best developers, probably by far. I mean, he's like the head of PlayStation now too, isn't he? Or one of the heads of Naughty Dog. I forget. But my point being, he's a very prevalent person in the gaming sphere now, and to misquote him is kind of shaky, especially from him being a first party studio head and him being like one of the main contributors to like the quality of PlayStation and the games that they've produced from other studios, not just including Naughty Dog. So I'm glad Sony put this apology out there. I'm glad we got some more clarification, and I'm glad everyone is back on the same page. Now with that, let's jump into story number 5. This comes from GameSpot's Darren Bonthais. PS5 Pro rumor, release date, window, specs, and every rumor so far. Amidst leaks and reports, it looks like Sony may be ready to introduce a mid-gen refresh on the PS5, referred to as the PlayStation 5 Pro. This isn't unprecedented, as Sony introduced a PS4 Pro in the last console generation aimed at making 4K gaming more commonplace. For now, Sony's lips are sealed on the topic of the PS5 Pro, and it has yet officially been confirmed or denied in its existence. Still, there are plenty of rumors and reports out in the wild, and we've rounded them up to paint an interesting picture of the potential console ahead of the May State of Play showcase. Here's a look at what the rumors detailed about the mid-game refresh. PS5 Pro rumors release date. Current reports suggest that Sony will launch the PS5 Pro in the second half of the year, specifically toward the end of 2024 and during the potentially lucrative holiday season. The PS5 generation may be nearing the finish line, and while that'll still be a couple years from now, Sony's senior vice president Naomi Matsusaka is aiming to find the right balance between profitability and sales as PS5 hardware sales start decreasing. Looking ahead, PS5 will enter the latter stage of its life cycle. As such, we will put more emphasis on the balance between profitability and sales, Matsusuka said in February. More recently, Sony acknowledged that PS5 sales growth is likely over. If history repeats itself, the PS5 Pro launch toward the golden years of the PS5 isn't unlikely, as the new hardware could help reinvigorate PlayStation sales. Here are the leaked PS5 Pro specs. It is a CPU architecture. Clock speeds are 8 cores, 16 threads, Zen 2, and 3.5 gigahertz. The Pro is 8 core, 16 threads, Zen 2, and 3.5 gigahertz, 3.8 to 3.8 gigahertz. The GPU compute units architecture, PS5, 36 CSU, RDNA 2, PS5 Pro, 60 CUs, RNDA3, TBC, PS5 teraflops, GPU clock speed, 10.23 teraflops, 2.23 gigahertz, PS Pro, 33.5 teraflops, 2.1 gigahertz, PS5 GDDR6 memory, 16 gigabytes and 14 gigabytes per second, 16 gigabytes and 18 gigabytes per second for the Pro. Memory availability for games, PS5 12.5 gigabytes, PS5 Pro 13.7 gigabytes. Memory interface bandwidth 256-bit 44 gigabytes for the PS5 and 256-bit 576 gigabytes for the Pro. I don't know what half of that means, but their numbers are going up, so I'm assuming that means it's good. So that'll be cool. If you guys are interested in a Pro, we might be getting one sooner than later, and hopefully it will be worth the extra dollars you're gonna spend. But until we get our reveal of the PS5 Pro, maybe it'll be at the State of Play tomorrow. Highly doubt it, but we can hope, can't we? Let's jump into our sixth and final story. This is kind of an honorable mention, I guess, a little weird one to throw out there. I don't know. I just thought it was kind of interesting because I wasn't really aware that this was happening. So I figured I'd just throw it in here towards the end. This comes from GameIndustry.biz. Doesn't give me who's the... Sophie McAvoy. YouTube launches Playables gaming platform. Google has started rolling out its playable features on YouTube. The in-app arcade is available to play on desktop, iOS, and Android, featuring over 75 games, including Angry Birds, Showdown, Worlds of Wonders, and Cut the Rope. Playables is still unavailable to some users, with Google saying in a blog post that it's widening availability over the coming months. YouTube began testing its Playables feature last September to a limited number of people. This was just weird. I didn't know YouTube had this. I didn't know this was a thing that was going to happen. I guess they could, if it's part of Stadia, maybe that was like maybe I just missed that, but either way, you could play Cut the Rope and Angry Birds on YouTube now in app. So cool, man. If that's what you want to do, that's what you want to do. Enjoy it, have fun with it, enjoy your YouTube gaming app. I can honestly say I probably won't check that out unless they get some crazy freaking AAA first party amazing game coming out, but I highly doubt it. With that being said, that is going to do it for this episode of the Let's Get It Gaming Daily News with your boy JoJo for Wednesday, May 29th, 2024. I hope you guys are enjoying the content. I hope you liked this video. If you did, hit that like button, give me that subscribe, hit that little notification so you know when the next video comes out. Guys, we have some big things coming up for the channel, especially with this news one for sure. I'm going to try something different, and I think it'll be fun, and it's going to maybe expand my ability to cover these stories better, and we'll get some better perspectives on it. But until then, once again, thank you all for watching, and remember, I love you, I appreciate you, and I respect you, and I'll catch y'all in the next one. Peace!